Hello, hello, and hello again. Madonna, Sonia, greetings. Let me know if you can hear, brother. We're going to try to get some things going here. So, I'm going to try to finish this off today. At least try. All right. We're going to do a lot of glazing and a lot of line work with the face. Get the face all tight and right. One of the main things with portraits of animals, especially pets, is try to get the features of the face as accurate as possible. Okay. All right. Awesome. Great. Thank you, Madonna. And now this is not really a commission. Once again, I did ask for different things to pay, but I presume if the lady likes it, Miss Amshad, if she likes it, she'll probably buy it. Of course, it would cost a pretty good chunk of change considering that it has to go to Canada if she does so, you know. But even if she doesn't, at least, it's a pet portrait that I do have. Besides the one I did of my first dog and the cat, So, hey Mo, greetings. I see you. So we're gonna tighten up the face a bit. And I guess I'll give you guys a little refresher on what the puppy looks like if I can get it. There you are. So there's Cupid. I think the dog's name is Cupid. But there is the dog. Alright. Alright. Good look at the dog, right? And then here's the painting. Alright. So as it stands right now, it's fairly close. Alright. A lot closer than you think. Believe it or not, I could probably even get away with it looking like that if I desired to, but I won't. There's a few more things to add, and we're gonna I'm gonna show you what glazing does with something like this. Hello, Cookie. How are you? I see you. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to the Terra Dome. All right. So I have a series of brushes I can probably show you guys because I know I've talked about them before. Let's just switch over and we'll just aim this slowly up, and there they are. Okay, by the old cell phone holder there. Okay. Remember the comb brush? Remember that guy? And here's his two friends. They're the medium comb brush. Okay, I'll put it right there. You guys can see it. All right. And then we have the infant comb brush. Yep, that's the actual comb brush. I'll put it to the side. You should be able to see the little combs to it. I know it's very faint. You might not be able to see it backlit like that, but it is there. I'll put it there. And you can see the little grooves in it. All right. and it is an angled comb brush. All right. Then I've got the Chinese fox hair brush. I seem to only find two. Here's one, and here's the other one. And of course, here's the fan comb brush that I did show you guys before. I'll put it right here. You guys can see it there. Okay. And for those who like to paint animals, it would be good to have those around. I even got the minute little baby little rigger brush. There, little tiny fella there. All right, you can see what it looks like compared to my thumbnail. Little teeny fella. Okay. So, painting animals is kind of a very detailed type of deal. Let's put this back around we'll put it like around here. That should be fine right there. All right, let's flip this back around. All right, so that's what that is. What we have down below is cobalt blue, yellow ochre, black, and white. Now, why do I have yellow ochre and blue? Well, we're going to use that as part of the glazing. Okay, extremely watered down and very thinly applied, because we're going to add this to white. Hey, Fatima, greetings. Yes, it's definitely the wild teen of the brush family. There you get them. You can get them at the art store. Sometimes you can even get them at the big box store. But yeah, you would get them really at the art store. I should actually go buy me a collection of them, really, to have on hand. Right now, I do have the angled comb brushes. Okay, I need to get a group of flat comb brushes and fan brushes that are comb brushes. They're excellent for grass and tall grass and fur and hair and whatnot. They're beautiful, and they do make very convincing hair strokes and like I say, long grass, tall grass, and whatnot. Okay, yeah. And the fox hair brushes, they're actually pinstripe brushes. They're magnificent. They do come in a variety of sizes. Okay, depending on what you need them for, what you want to use them for, and they're for water color. They're great for acrylics. You can use them for oil if you thin down your oil paint, but they're really specifically for watercolor and oil, acrylic and watercolor, because they're thinner paints. And you can water them down and utilize them that way, and they always keep a point. You just take very good care of them. I do have the plastic tops for the one that's topless there. I found some silver paint pen, and I shook the paint pen with the with the fox hair brush, and then the nib just flew behind. It's behind the monitor or behind the platform somewhere. I gotta dig it out. I don't feel like digging it out, so, but it is back there. All right. You might see me break off here every once in a great minute, because I am cooking. But what I'm cooking takes a while, so I will have to get up off the chair and go check on it. But everything else is cooked. So I had to do the Mr. Mom thing. Had to go to the market. I think I had to do the Mr. Mom thing. All right. Okay. What else? What's the time of day where, generally it's pretty much overcast, but I do have a light on. Now, I fixed the light to where you're not going to see a lot of glare, hopefully. All right. But it's set in a way where you guys still see it pretty good. You see the detail, and whatnot. All right. So we should be somewhat good to go. And I believe it's, hopefully it's at a distance to where you guys can see me do what I do. Okay. All right. What's for dinner? I cooked steak. We have lima beans, we have rice, and desserts to be determined. Don't know what yet. But the beans take the longest to do. There's smoked turkey legs in there, which doesn't take long to cook. It's the beans that take a while to cook. So, but if you soak them for quite a while, it cuts off on the time. So, okay, dokie. So as I'm looking at this thing, I still study it. I'm looking at the actual photo itself, and there are some corrections that I would like to do to this. Now, when I do the corrections, okay, once I do the corrections and I get into where I'm happy with them, then we're going to commence to do the final strokes and glazing on the face. The body won't be much of a problem. That's going to go by rather quickly. It's really the face that I'm actually exerting the most amount of time with, because once again, people recognize their pets. All right. Do I have one of those? I don't know if I have one of those or not. I got something. I don't know. I got so many freaking pots like that, but I'm old school. This is just the way I was brought up cooking them. So, and I prefer it like this. I'm just used to it, you know. Oh yeah, I got the A1 sauce already. Already, like I said, I already cooked it, cut it up. I got it in its little microwave container deal, sealed it, so it's all set. It's all set. We had other meats in the freezer, but you know they're in the freezer, so I'm like, nah. I just went to the store, and just bought whatever I'm gonna eat, and just bought it, everything in there. And plus, I had to go get eggs and other things. Like I say, I had to be Mr. Mom today. All right, so let's get on with it. Now, how I'm gonna approach this, okay? Well, some of the major things that I want to take care of, I'm gonna take care of it like right now on the spot, will be the eyes. Okay, the eyes have to be a little more rounded, and I'm gonna take care of that like right now, this instant. I'll take a script liner. All right, I'll pop this light on. You're gonna see that bothersome glare right, right there. Sorry about that. I can see it on my monitor, but I can't see it as I'm sitting here. All right, so we'll take this, bring it out, just a little bit of water. All right, and I'm gonna slowly go around the eyes just to bring them in and round it off a wee bit. Just like that, just round it right off, right in here. But as I'm looking at the little fella, now he's got little bits of hair in his eyes in here, so I'm not gonna really mess with that. But up around in here, round it right off. Round off his little eyes, all in here. And these little things that I'm doing actually, god dog it, actually help. Son of a boy. Talk about agitation. I do forget that this glycerin, yes, it's not dry. As you can see, I got my palm print there, complete with creases. It's not dry yet, but I can make that disappear. I forget. I do. I am human. There we go. But I do have it on my palm, on my side palm. I'm just used to doing it. Okay. So I just got to remind myself that it's not completely dry yet. All right. In the insides of his eyes in here. It's a little bit off colored. Okay, I'll use a little bit of ochre. Okay, and the tiniest bit of black in there just to darken it up a little bit. Just darken it up a wee bit there, like that. Now, yellow ochre got brown in it, so we're good. We're cool. All right. So we got a little off color there. And it's like in here a little bit, and I'll just kind of pop it in there a little. What I really don't want, then I can always get rid of that. But he does have his little off coloring here in the tear duct area, right in there. It comes to a point though, up in here. Now I can straighten that out when I go back over it with the white. But it comes to like a little tiny point there. And as I got this black going, we'll just put the black right here. His nose on the bottom is rounded a little bit more in this area here. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll play the white that's there and gently just round off his little nose piece. Just like this, round it off. Use the white. Okay. And we'll round off the nose like that. You gotta still use the black that's surrounding it. All right. And this is just me tightening up little areas on the dog, on his face, before we get to the main deal. Here, it's a little bit more solid there, like so. I'm looking. Oh, yeah. Something like so. All right, I don't need this little speck of white over on this side of the nose, so we can get rid of that. It's all right. Okay. All right. These things like that helps to kind of tighten up that area a little bit. I'm going to put in with the same fine brush here a little bit of white. I could probably get away with it being a little on the off-white side, so we'll kind of color it in a little. All right. And in here, he's got little hairs. Coming across the eye like this. I'll probably brighten him up a little bit, but he's got little hairs there. He's got a little bit of hairs coming in here too, and I'll put in the little hairs curling up there like that for him. Okay. All right. All right. Now you guys don't, well, you guys might see it depending on your tablet or the phone. But we're gonna darken his eyes a bit too. I want him to show, but not entirely too much. This one shows more than that one. That one's a little more in shadow. Okay. So we're gonna get a smaller brush. I'll use a round brush. I'll show you what it looks like. This is the round brush here. Ooh, like a watercolor brush. All right. We're gonna go into some water. We're gonna use this black right here. All right. And I'm gonna really water it down. That's why you see me pulling away. All right. That might do it. This could do it right here. We're gonna come into where the eyes are here. And I'm going to give a little bit of a, right, maybe right in here. We'll just darken it a little bit. And see what that looks like. Now, the other eye can be darkened in probably all the way. Maybe I'll put it way up here. It's just glazing the eye a little bit. Okay. And I'll keep looking at it there. I think that'll work. So far, it'll work. All right. All right. Now, I did his nose. I done, well, let me see something here. While I'm thinking about it, I'll take the script liner. All right. His mouth. We're going to tighten the mouth up a little bit. Let me know if the video was still pretty, I did the wrong color. Let me know if the video's pretty smooth for you guys. Hello, sweetie. I'm glad they're keeping you above dirt too. I'm just darkening up around his little mouth area. With the script liner brush, I can put in little doggy hairs. Pop them in there like that. Come in there. Okay. And it goes down a little bit. In that area, it goes downward. Okay, he's got a little bit of a downward right in here. Like that. All right, now you see how that looks? All right, so he got his little hairs coming up over his lips. His eyes are a lot more rounded. All right, got his nose in there. Something's in my eye and it's tearing up. So all these little small details that I'm doing right now before I go into the glazing and whatnot. All right, there's some things here that we would like to really straighten out. Before I do that, I want to take some white and some water. And now we're going to get into some stroke marks. I'll just take the script liner here. I'll show you. This is just pure white now. All right. Okay, here on the side of his face, we're going to do it in sections. So right now I'm just more or less concerned about the side of his face here. Over here, all in here, we're going to get that brightness of his fur right in here. Now, this is not the cheaper paint. This is the real deal. Okay. And really get those hairs really showing. And keep in mind that he's got a nice little haircut, little cropped cut there. So I'm keeping that in mind as I'm doing this. All right, and it's a gentle dance because you want the paint broad and thick enough to show the strands of hair. Just like that. Now, am I going to forget where things are with the dog? Not really. He's got a brighter little patch right in here. Because what I'm doing, what you see me doing, okay, right now, it's going to be glazed in there. Okay, but the glaze isn't going to be very heavy. Okay, that I won't do. But these are definitely highlights for the dog's fur and where the light is catching. All right, so now I'm doing little detailed things, trying to keep that roundness to this little guy. Like I say, this will show once it's fully dry and I do the glaze. Okay, all of that detail will show. All right. Now, over on the other side, the other half of his face is the majority does have glaze. It's a little darker. Okay, but there's still hair. Son of a gun, I did it again. There's still hair over there. Particularly, I'm gonna mess around over here and on the other side, right in here. There's, and it's cropped. Okay. And I'm really more concerned about the edge here. And they kind of stick out up here, like so. That comes down. As you see, I'm not doing too much on this side. It's more the edge that I'm concerned about. A lot of this stuff you see in here will be glazed. I'll slow it down. And if the brush starts to dry up a little bit, that's cool, because it just gives you the impression of, a little rough fur there. All right. So I'm checking it out. I'm looking at things here to make sure I got some of the hair edges right on him, because like I say, he's kind of neatly cropped. Like that. We'll continue that stroke. You're going to be a master at curved strokes when it's all said and done here. Okay. Right in here, there's a little bit of a curve or something right in here. Bring it really close. All right. Now I'm in Goswina's territory with all these strokes now. All right. Okay. Now I won't do anything while the camera's doing that. I'll talk to you, but I won't. I'll stop until it's done doing what it's doing. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So as I'm looking and I'm checking certain things out, all right, I'm taking pure titanium white. We're going to go up to his top muzzle in this area here. Once again, you handle these a subject at a time. Trust me, life will be much easier. Nothing but pure white. Right up around in here. Even if you don't quite see it yet, you will when I'm done. You definitely will. Now, it comes up into the eye a little bit, so we're going to play around with that right in here. It has a little skip of hair, then it continues on. Now, this is thicker paint. I have to press. I just keep going, and you'll get it. You'll get it. The paint will eventually come off the brush. Okay. Just like that. All right, these are the little things. You see the little hairs there? This is what, the people who are, well, like I said, I don't know if she's buying it or not, but the people who let's just say she's buying it. Well, this is the stuff they're looking for. There's just little details. They are going to go back and forth with the actual photograph and looking at your painting. It's just what they do. And, I don't blame them. I guess I would kind of do it myself, right up in here. All up into little eye sockets there, just like that. All right. Okay. So as I'm looking at it still, I'm still checking things out. I want to kind of tag the highlights a bit, basically. Now I can use a different brush for this. I can. All right. I definitely can. Right here. There's highlights. Now certain things are like almost washed out. I'm going to just go with the curve here as close as I can. He's got a little batch of bright going on right up in here. If I feel that maybe it's too much, I can always get rid of some. But I'm just really doing the highlights there. Okay. Get a little bit of water. Put it here. Get some white. Once again, it's a gentle little dance. You still want that opaque white. You still want it to move around a little bit. Okay. He's got some white right in here. Just like this. Do strand after strand. And you're still doing groupings. Okay. And I can slightly rub it out just a little bit. And once you get to doing glazes, you'll see how much, because you can pick and choose where you want to glaze this stuff. And I'll show you that. You'll see. And all of this will make a little more sense to you. All right, but I'm only concentrating really where all the strong light is going to hit. All right. Up around in here, same thing. He's got some nice little strands sticking out up here. And they're coming around all in here. You don't do the whole thing. Do pieces of it. We'll come out here. All right, do little pieces of it. All right, and that's all that's really required for you to do at this point in time. It's just little bits, okay? Because the brightest highlights, they're in there, but they're not as numerous as you think. It appears so because they're in different sections, but not as bright as you think. All right, and I'm doing a section at a time. So, upper eyebrow, like way up here in this curve, upper eyebrow type of things. Okay, he got a little bit of love up here. I'll get to that, but it's like from around in here. He's got a little bit of light on the little bit of his tuft right in here. And what you do is you continue the curve. The curve is very important. So he's got a little bit of love right there. And he's got a little bit of something happening right up in there. But can you see now how all this layering works for you? Okay. No problem, Sweena. Much success tomorrow. We are rooting for you to get better so you get back to those lovely paintings you're doing. And tell Will I said hey. And don't cuss the dogs out. All right. Getting a little more water. We'll put it here, get a little white, pop it in there. Like I say, I can do another brush, but we're looking at single strands, all sorts of little joyous things in there like this. Like I say, you don't add too many. Okay. We got a patch here, and the patch was already placed there by the earlier colors. Okay. Just like that. A few thin hairs in here. Okay. Now the watered down white is opaque to an extent. See how I'm grouping these together? I'm going in the same direction, but I'm grouping them together. Okay, they look like single lit strands of hair. All right. Awesome. I got you. Will's a good guy. That's a good man there, that there Will. Great big old trucker, retired, enjoying his life. He's got this gigantic booming voice, tall guy. Josuina's pretty tall. And Will looks like a bald version of the Frankenstein's monster if you've seen him. But he is the nicest guy. He's definitely a trucker. Nicest guy in the world, though. So to see somebody that big with these two teeny, 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 tiny little dogs, it's kind of humorous. But he loves them, even if he does get into full-blown arguments with them, because they do argue back. Tiny strands of hair. I got the brush at its tip. Tiny strands of hair here and there. All the little cutesy little eyelid strands like this. Come on out. Put them in there. See this? The letter S. The letter S, people. Okay. Put a little water into the brush. Okay. And all I'm doing is following what I got going there already. Alright. You got some longer ones in there. Really thin. Have it come out into the background a little bit. You follow me? All this is just light catching those strands of hair. All right, we have a grouping of light in here. Right in here. Curved group of light right up in here. Okay, now if you get intimidated with that group of light in this, all right, take your finger. It's still wet. You curve it on purpose. Curve curve the white there. Okay, and curve. It's easier for me to go in the other direction. But curve it. Don't be scared to lay that white in there, because it's kind of bleached out over here in this area. Okay. Get some white, put it right here. Get some more titanium white, like this. Now I'm using water instead of any glycerin or whatever, because I want this stuff to dry. Okay. And we're gonna come over here and add those curved strands this way. Just like that. All right. Not all of it's bright either. It kind of it hits and it misses with the bright hair. Okay. We got a little love come up in here. Right up in here. Get as close as possible. It's not as much. Just like that. Alright. Like so. He's got this dark that's coming all up in here. That'll separate that ear even more. Okay. Like I said, we didn't even get to the dark glazes yet. I'm doing all the highlight stuff here. Okay, he's got like little cute little strands just kind of dangling around all in here. All right. Oh, he's got little hairs going this way. He got little loose hairs there, like that. All right. So once again, this is just on this side. Okay. He does have a bright strand of hair. I don't know how it's catching the light over here, but it is. Right here, there's a strand, got a particular design to it, like that. Then it got one curving this way. Just like that. So he just got that little cute, I don't know why that's there, but it is there. Okay, it is there. Now I'm gonna water down the white here, and we'll get some of the funky little bottom lip hairs going there. Okay, like that. All right. As you see, after I go from a wide overall shape of the of the fur, now we get to these little details. Just like that. Okay. Now you're building layers of, comes to a point right here and curves like that. All right. So we're getting there with it. If you don't believe me, you know, we're getting there. See? There's that. All right, and then there's that. So we're getting there. Okay. Hello, Linda. Greetings. All right. So we're getting there slowly but surely with this little fella. Okay. I'm looking at the other half of him. I'm going more toward this side now. We got some things going on there. We're gonna get a little bit of black. We're gonna just go right here in this white that we already have. We get some more white, pop it in there, brighten up that gray. Let's brighten it up some more. And we're gonna brighten it up some more. There we go. Just like that. Get some water, put it in there. All right. It's not totally white on that side. Okay. So we're gonna come here a little bit past this little coiffed dude there. He's got these annoying little pixie hairs sticking up out of there like this. Okay. Why? Don't know. Maybe she got distracted with the scissors or something. Who knows? But it's like that. Okay. All right. All the way around here. Yeah, got a thick one going there. Just like that. Okay. I'm doing this on purpose. Just like that. He's got little hairs going the opposite way. He's got one going the opposite way around in here. Actually, he got another one going there. This one's a little thicker, going the opposite way. He's got a little spit curl thing happening over there. Okay, everything else is pretty much cool. Okay, and this is the darker half. All right, he got shading here, but this is definitely the shaded side of the face. All right. Okay. All right. Enough of the thin brush. I'll look once again to make sure I got what I need to get here for it. It seems to be all right. Let us now go back to a round brush. We're gonna use plenty of water. We'll just keep it here with this dark stuff right in here. Now, what I want to do, I guess I can do it with a little bit of black, and the smallest amount of blue in there, that black. Okay, so we're gonna have a blue-black happening here, very light. Now, I would rather put too much water in than too little. You follow me? Especially at this stage, I get a little more blue in there. Okay, very watered down. Okay, just like that. Now we're going into a little bit of glazing. We'll come up in here. Okay. The reason why I use the round brush. And you'll see after a while. See, I can do all sorts of things like this in there. Make it look hair-like, very thin. And you're actually creating just like that. Out here in this little curve here, he's got the directional stuff for his ear all up in there, and it curves around. Okay, like so. And we can play around the darker part of his hair. You see how it's starting to look now? Okay, especially where his doggy eyebrows are. So we accentuate that. You see that? Okay. Still represents as white, but it's just shaded. You follow me? Okay. He's got some of that light stuff coming in here over the top eyebrow, like this. Okay. As I'm looking at it, I'm still checking things out here. He's got little dark stuff in here in patches. This is a little bit on the dark side in here. Believe it or not, he's got a lot of shaded stuff going on in here on the eyebrow, right up in here. And it kind of curves and goes this way. Okay. Go back into my little bit of dark. And he's got like this little shadow line coming in here. And then it comes around. He's got this little shadow curve right up in there. Okay. And we're going to outline that muzzle. Okay. And all up in here. Because remember, he's pretty shaded in there. Not much, too much light happening there in that area. Like so. Now you see how the muzzle's starting to come out now? You guys see that? See what's happening? Okay. And it's the lightest amount of black that's doing that. Okay, he has a shadow in here. By his eye socket right in there. Okay. Like that. So old Muddy Poo is starting to slowly come alive here. Okay. Slowly starting to come alive. Now we have to wait for this to dry. All right, because once again, over, up, and around it in this area in here, it's a little bit on the, like this color, but very light over in here. So we gotta wait for that to really, really dry. Okay, so up underneath his little chinny chin, we'll pop in a touch of blue here. A small amount of black in there. Okay. And then we get much water. Water. A lot of water. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Linda. Up around in here. Now, we get to highlight and little doggy strokes of beard come up into to his stash a little bit. All up in here. We're going to go into the shading of his hairs. I'll come in here. Now I'm going in reverse. I'm going to come in here and do it this way, curve in. Right where this is, curve it in. Okay, we'll come to some sort of point here. Okay. So it's a little darker in that area. Now, as I got this shade of that light gray, we're going to darken in right by his face underneath that crop of hair. And there you keep working those values. Like so. All right. So keep working those little values in there. Pretty cool. So a lot of what you see me doing is just a lot of shading. All right. All that nice little gentle shading in here. Let's water it up a little bit. Get a little color, but more water. Okay. In the front of his little beard nose, all up in here. Get a little shade in here. See what's going on here? See what I'm doing? All roads lead to Rome. See that? Okay. All roads lead to Rome here. And you can always build up and build up. There's a little bit of shading here underneath his eye and eyebrow, right up in here. A little deeper. Okay. Like that. Okay. And there's a little bit of blue in this deeper color also. All right, just a little bit. All right, not too much, but there's a little bit sneaking in there. Just a little bit on that side. Remember, I'm still saving some of this. There's a nice little deep shadow pocket right in here too. Okay. Something of that nature. Okay, take a look at that. Okay. And we'll go back. All right. So hopefully you guys see that I'm not really too far off from him. All right. You have a good night. Also, yeah. Oh, Lord. Did I see diapers in the chat? Soul patches. I think a few breeds do. They just don't want to admit it. But I think a few of them do have soul patches. Over here, past his eyebrow, he gets pretty dark. In here is like a thin line red in here, but then it goes into the little doggy hairs like this. So you paint it in reverse, like that. Okay. And it is right by his eyebrow, his doggy brow. All right. You got a thin line, a thick one, a thin line. He's got some stuff happening in here. Like so. Yeah, we're cool here. Like that. Okay. Something like that. Still gotta wait for it to do its thing over here. We've got right here, like that. He's got a little bit of love in there. Okay. We don't really have to accent that too much. That's fairly cool. All right. All right. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right. I'll leave it alone. Well, I'll let you guys be the judge in a second. Here, you guys be the judge. Here, look. Look at his round face. All right. You can see the little, well, you guys can't see me do it, but he got that little tuft of hair over there on the left-hand side sticking up. All right. And then we got that. Okay. All righty. Once again, we're starting. Your picture has lighting from the right, so it's not as accurate a view. Your painting is more accurate to me without the unnaturally lit scene. Oh, I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying because where my lighting's from. But I didn't shade all of this. Not with that. Not with the yellow ochre yet. But I know what you're talking about. But that'll come later. Well, It'll probably come in a few minutes because it's probably dry now. I tend to forget that water in acrylic dries really fast. Now I'll take the broad brush. How far can you guys see? I know you can see over here. It's closer to me over here. Can you? Yeah, you guys can't see that far up. So let's do this. Let's bring it over here. Okay. Yellow ochre. Let's get a little yellow ochre right here, and some water, just like that. Very, very light yellow ochre. Very thin, rather. Really watered down. Okay. Really water down the yellow ochre. I don't want to add white because white leaves a film, so I'll just use the yellow ochre. I don't think I need to add any black to it because well, I mean, it might turn smoky greenish, and I don't want that. So let's try this. Now, if I don't like it, I can always get rid of it too. Actually, this all in here, it's like part of this, all of his ear and his jaw got this yellow ochre-ish type of thing. Even here, okay, because he only got little bits and shades of all of that type of shading. It starts like kind of starts all in here. Okay, from here going down, it's like this. Of course, it will click right now. But it's very light. This really light ochre, watered down ochre-ish look to it. All in here by his ear, all of this in here. As long as I got the watered down version of this yellow ochre, it's gonna dry, blend right in with what you see. Okay. All in here, underneath his eye, all of this. All in there. Underneath his beard, all in here. Definitely his other ear, all of this in here. And it's just a yellow ochre kind of glaze, watered down. Let's say let it dry. Let it dry. I can take some clear water and go left or right over the creases so it kind of melts away. There's not too harsh of a line. I don't really have to add it anywhere else. He's got a little tint of color of the ochre up in here just a little bit. Make it look hair-like, just like that. Okay, something like so. Okay, his muzzle, at least on this side, it's kind of weird. It's got really watered. We'll water the blue down really light, really thin. Okay, so it'll be this weird off bluish color. All right, and that'll come like from down below here a little bit. Very light, and it will appear so from right here. It's this funky, weird, bluish kind of shadow thing happening with him. Some of that love is in here a little bit. Something like so. Right, very light, very light. So as I'm checking out things and I'm looking, you can play around with this light blue stuff. In here a little bit. Ah, yes, the mud. Okay, you still got that all roads lead to Rome thing going on there. Okay, I'm gonna take some white paint with the round brush. Pop in some of those highlights back in there. Okay. Just a few bits. Give him a patch right here. Keep the fur in its still, I'm trying to say, its directional path there. My pad, my tablet has a 10-minute window for has a 10-minute window for before it like conks out. It drives me crazy. I don't like it, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, and all I'm doing is rubbing a little bit of the brightness in spot, but I'm using my finger to blend it because it's still blending in with the yellow. Okay. Like that. I'll come out here. Okay, something like that, and I just rub that color right in there, like that. All right. Yes, I do believe I must agree. It is becoming a rather wholesome looking rat. Little yippy bastard. But you know what? She loves him. He's got to be hands down one of the most probably taken care of dogs in Canada. She really, really adores him. And you know what? She should. You know, it is her love. You know, and I'm not mad at her. Hey, you know, if she wants to take care of a dog the size of a homing pigeon, that's her thing. So, you know. All right. Well, guys, as I'm looking at Scrappy Doo over here, I think we're all right. I think we're cool. Okay. I think we're gonna be all right. I'm gonna take a little touch of gray. I should use a thinner brush, but I'm not. Just take a little bit of gray, the tip of the brush, and I'll throw in some little doggy hair streaks in there, cause I just don't want it too plain. Now this is poetic. This is artistic license. Okay. Remember, it will dry and darken. This is just me doing it. All right, because I don't want it like looking all completely flat, stuff like that. All right. So I'm somewhat a-okay, happy with it. So we seem to be okay. We seem to be all right. I'll put some directional lines in here, you know, by his eyebrow, his doggy brow. All right. I can't make fun of him too. He doesn't have a unibrow, so okay. All right. I'll lighten some of that dark up too. I don't want it too bold. So we'll tone those down a little bit. Let's fade that out a little more. All right. Okay. Because you can still see it without such deep darkness there. I'm gonna stop. Leave it be. Okay. But I think we're okay. No, no, Linda. No, 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 no. No, 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 Linda. It's not bark, 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 bark. No, no, no. Um, what's going on here? It's one of those. It is one of those. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes with gravy and fried cabbage. The lady friend, she likes fried cabbage. I don't think she likes cabbage of any kind. I think I came to like cabbage as I'm older. I was made to eat it as I was younger. So you guys, if you guys know how that went, especially being a young man, a kid, and you're being made to eat certain things. You kind of know where that went. All right. So far, so good. I am happy with it. We've seen the boy. It is more of a high pitched squeak. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yes, high pitched squeak. I believe you're right. I believe you're right. Dog's whole body is about the size of my former dog's nose. Or I'll give it a little more credit. Maybe his whole head. Freaking dog. Okay, as I'm looking at certain things, now what I'm doing is adding just additional little shadow things. I'm using my finger to wipe it off. It's still stained. It still looks, it's still there. Okay. It's those little quirky details. I know sometimes it might appear like it makes no damn sense, but it does. It does. It does. Trust me. Okay, let's leave that alone. The body isn't really that much of a hassle to do. All right, simply because it's just a mass of directional fur. Okay, so let's look at the body here. Okay, one of the more important things about the body, all right, that besides it's like 4 inches, 4 ounces in weight, and probably about I don't know, maybe 13 inches long. It's the fur on the outside. Okay, you see the tufts of fur on the outside. The dog has had a cut because these type of dogs, their fur is curly or wavy. All right, so this dog's got a trim, and that's what his fur represents. It's just cut curls look like that. All right, so it's the outside. It's like what I described painting a pine tree. It's not really much the middle, it's the outside. Okay. Now you see the different bits of deep shading in there, here and there. All right. So a lot of this is going to be gentle hues of ochre. We're going to slowly, very coyly put some of that blue black in the middle and towards the almost bleached out white side on the right side of his body. You don't see really too much detail past that shade, that shadow, okay, which goes from the top part of his back down to his haunches back there. Okay, then it's kind of a yellow ochreish brown all in between there. We're obviously it's mainly shadow that's underneath his stomach and his inner thighs. Okay, at least what would pass for his inner thighs. All right, so that's what's going on back there with him. All right, yes, he is freshly groomed. The dog is like 13 or 14 years old. So yes, it's like Kristen Dunst when she was interviewed for the vampire, the little girl vampire. She was like what 130. Yeah, she was only 7. So she's been 7 for 130 years. Something like that. Some craziness. All right, same thing, same thing. So we'll aim camera downward. We don't need really to look at the head. Let's aim it up here, and we'll go And now you see the little glare for where the camera light actually is, because the camera is turned downward. So if this is the light bulb is turned down and about way down here. So you're just getting the residual light. So that's why you don't see a lot of the glare. Okay. Now you see pretty much with this where the shadow is really for this animal. Here around underneath the belly and in her thighs. You've got a little bit of the shadow somewhat in here. It's kind of splits off, and then it's almost freaking tablet. It's almost a bleached color in here. Just about. We can finagle some things in there. Okay. His little doggy elbow is like right here, and then it's going down right here. All right. But we can play with that. Okay. Once again, as long as you got this dog's face, everything else is pretty much standard going, and I'll show you. All right. But yeah, it does have a puppy cut. You're exactly right. I have to check on my food here. Okay. So you guys get to see some my name swirl around for a little bit, and plus I might bust out some coffee. I want some coffee. So station break, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Thank you for waiting. Yes, I do have to check the water level. AKD was starting to thicken up, so it's coming along well. It is going on 5 o'clock. It's it's getting a wee bit dusky outside, but you guys really can't tell because, well, you're not surrounded by the windows. But it is getting a little dark out here. I can tell that the daylight is obviously spring is somewhere in the distant horizon because it's 5 o'clock and it's not pitch black. Usually around this time, a couple of weeks ago, the street lights came on. So we still got a reasonable amount of daylight here, but it's definitely, I can tell in the room that it's changing. So all right, we'll work on filling this fella in and getting getting all the shading and the curls and all of that. This isn't going to take too long. The dog does not have any nails that I see. All right, not at all. So she's going to go check on them. She doesn't know I just been in there 2 seconds ago, so I'll let her work for it. Make her feel important. Okay, you still got quite a while yet. I just checked on them 3 minutes ago. Um, where am I at? Okay, let's fill this thing in. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm glancing at the chat, and my my chin is hitting the clip. I don't think you guys can hear it though. All right, let's see here. I'm thinking how to approach this fella. Let's approach it with I want to use I'll use a flat brush. I don't really. Yeah, I'll use I'm thinking here. Do I really want to use a flat brush, or do I want to use the other brush? I'll use a flat brush for right now. Okay. I don't want to start off. Obviously, you never stay for the white dog. You don't start off with, obviously, you don't start off with pure white. That's a gigantic no-no. All right, we will start off with, we'll put it right here. Can you guys see that? No. Let's turn it this way. All right, we'll start off with a glob of white, a little bit of black, a little touch of blue in there. We'll mix it together. Put it in there like that. Okay. All right. And let's get a touch more blue. Give it a nice blue-gray, like so. All right. Okie dokie then. Get a little bit of water. Put it in there. Thin it out a little bit. This is all the high-end paints. This is none of the other brand paints. Okay. All right. So we got this kind of light gray thing happening. I want to really gray out some areas, so we'll do it right now. We'll start here. I don't want really start at the tip. Oh, Jesus. I think she needs to go to the bathroom. You gotta be freaking kidding me. I hear her whining. Are you out there in the kitchen? No, the dog is. She has to go to the bathroom. Okay. I just put fresh paint on my brush and she has to go to the bathroom, and I just came back from a break. I gotta do it. If not, I'll be mopping. It only takes a few minutes. So, sorry guys. Gotta do it. Be right back. Alrighty. Oh, you guys are talking about. You got that right, Sonya. You ain't lying. You are not lying. The struggle is real. Okay. I get a few strokes in and then the dog had to go. Hey, she gotta go, she gotta go. Well, what can I do? Okay. And I'll just do little half curly things, just like this. And what I'm doing is building little shade patterns of fur. There we go. I don't have much paint on the brush. It gets the look of a little bit of little fur. All the clip stuff will appear when I use the brighter colors, and I go toward the edge with that. Like I said, this part won't take very long. All right. And I'll get even more precise with the strokes, but that's only when the brighter color comes along. So I'm using this blue black, blue white, gray, blue gray, whatever you want to call it. It's got blue in it. For this little fur, just like that. He's got all sorts of things happening all up in here. I'll stop until it comes back. It gives me time to get a little more paint. Took a picture and boom, come back. All right. For those of you who are wondering why my camera does that, it's an old DSLR camera. It is a Canon Rebel T3, and they got firmware. They had firmware for it that it has magic lantern, and it gets rid of that white box you guys seen for half a second, because they do take great, does really good video, but it has that annoying white box because obviously these phones weren't meant for what it's doing right now, you know, and so that's why it has the white box in it. And ironically, believe it or not, the camera does have a video mode, but you cannot get rid of the box in video mode. So the video mode would even be a clearer picture than what you see, but you can't really use it. Because once again, they weren't really made for that. The cameras nowadays, you can do full movie production with them with the software and stuff you got now. But the technology wasn't there back then, you know. Okay, we got cutesy little stuff happening here in this corner because there's a tuft of white fur that pops out there. Okay, and we're gonna come right back in here, just like this. Adding some of this in here, all down in here, like so. All right, okay. We're gonna go a little deeper with the blue black. Bring it right in here. A little bit of black in that. Touch it up with that. Okay, just like so. Put it in there. A little darker. I'll still use this same brush. It doesn't matter. All up in here. Okay. There's a little bit of a curve here, but it's got this darker stuff happening in here. Just like that. It doesn't take too long, once again, with fur and things happening over up around this area. Okay. And it's pretty much like around in that general vicinity in there like that. Okay. Like I say, not really much. I can probably play around with where I want the doggy elbow to be, which would be, I can probably put the little doggy elbow coming this way, like that, and then we'll give him a little bit of more of a body right in here, like that. Okay. So you can always kind of alter things a little bit, all right, as you look at the photo itself. Okay. So this seems more or less about right, all up in here. Okay. He's got a little discoloration, little discoloration around there. Okay. All right. I will take this same color and I'll just lighten it. Okay? Just lighten it up a little bit. Even though this type of gray, yeah, it's a little lighter, but a lot of this, what I'm going to do now is going to be bleached out all in here. And as I get to the other brushes, okay, you'll start to see. And I'll do his little circular crop things. Marry the two colors into each other. Okay. Marry them right into each other. And we'll start to really finalize a lot of what you see as we get into it here. Like so. We're going to come around to his back end, up around in here. He's got all his little cropped cut fur, all his little half circles on the edge. Okay. I'm just turning the brush around, adding all these little patterns in here. This will make sense while I get into the final strokes and whatnot. Like so. Okay. Now he really looks like he got a bad haircut. But it will make sense. I promise you it will. All right. All right. We'll let it tack up a wee bit. I'll put the flat brush away. I will delve into my coffee while you guys make jokes and talk about fox pictures. The dog I have is a Corso Passerio. Essentially, it's a Spanish King Corso. But we think she has some major defects, and I don't know if the previous owners wanted to really deal with it, because she should be a whole lot thicker than what she is. So she's very lean. But we did take sent a DNA, gave her a DNA test, whatever, and they came back, and the largest part of her is the Passerio. Then the other one was Cane Corso, and then Bull Mastiff and other stuff. which is probably, you know, whatever breed that it took to make that breed of dog. So, but yeah, she's almost 30 inches. She's about 28, 29 inches high at the shoulder. So, you know, so she's definitely much taller than my dog, old dog, the one that passed away. Yes, it's definitely the mangy stage. It will all clean up, clear up, and pretty up in a few minutes. So, like I said, this part of it isn't really too bad. It's going to be some cute little shadings and whatnot, but we're going to get the outside, the outside edges, and then we'll do some clever little things with the inside. Like I say, this part doesn't really take too long. It truly doesn't. So I will probably lighten up what you see here as far as the gray is concerned. Okay. I'll probably mix what I want here. So let's get this. We'll put it like right here for now. I'll clean up the rest here. It's still relatively wet. The blade is pretty sharp, so it ought to just scrape and disappear. Okay. As long as the blade is really new and the paint's on pretty fresh, it hasn't been on too long, it'll just come right off. So no real issues taking this stuff off. So we clear up a patch there. All right. I will more than likely use, since I already have it there, let's just put the camera up a little bit. Since I already got it right here, we'll use, I guess I'll use the bigger brush. I've used it before, we'll use it again. We'll just get a little bit more white. We'll put it right in there and mix it in there. Okay, so we got some off-white stuff happening there. We're gonna get some water, put it in there, thin it. You're gonna have to thin it up with water anyway for the nature of this comb brush. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Now, we don't have to worry about our roast lead room for the face. The face is an entirely different thing. We're just gonna go with the path of the curls in the fur pattern, and I'm gonna start with the edge of the dog here, and very lightly, very lightly. I'm really concerned about the outside edge of the dog right now, like this. Okay. And I'm looking at the individual little hair patterns, the little groupings of hair. Okay, and that's really what I'm interested in. So it might not look too correct for you right now, but I promise it will. And I really want like that. All right. Now, once we go in the inside here, I need it to kind of mesh in. Okay, like this. I want this stuff to meld into a little bit of what's going on the inside. Okay, so I'll build all of that up in there, and then I'll start moving it, transitioning to the other side here. And you know, you got some going all these different patterns, all these different ways here. Okay. And then I'll start to fill all of that in. Like I said, we're going to do some clever little little bits of glazing and all that fun stuff. We're going to get some shadow patterns going for the dog. I'm not concerned about, as long as I got this going on here. Okay, all of this, you'll see how simple it is once I get a lot of this in there. All right. And it will start to kind of clean up and fill up when I add the bright, well, the brighter gray. As we get over here, it will be, like I said, almost a bleached white. Because I know where to put some of this stuff as we're doing it. There's spots where there's places on I don't even know if it's a he or whatever, it's ambiguous. So on the ambiguous dog, because I don't know if it's a her or him, I believe it's a him. But like I said, it's got one of those hermaphrodite mixed names. It could be a he or a she. I think the dog's name is Cupid. Hey, Larry. Good to see you, Larry. Okay, let's come over here. It's got that little cropped thing happening here. This is the back of the dog here. And a lot of this will be bright white when we get to certain parts of them. A little fine there. Actually, it's got some lingering fur that way. It comes around this way. A little dark up around here, but we're going to get to that with a different brush and a little darker paint. And we're going to, because this is a little brightened up around here. So we got all this scruff happening. Like so. Okay. All right, so we got that happening. Let's go a little bit brighter here. I'm still going to dip in with this gray. It's not the final color yet. Okay. Get a little touch of water. We'll thin it up a little bit. All right. It's really bleached out all up in here. It's fairly bright. Circular stuff going on there. And a lot of half circles. Put around in here, right by his elbow there. And we're going to come here. Here is a weird separation. Like I say, we're going to get to this as we get to the brighter colors. Around in here, just like this. That weird kind of pattern. It's got those going out of the way. Come this way. Sometimes you get a little nervous going around where the fur is on the edge. Don't be. Don't be. Like I say, we're going to build all of this up. Especially where it's really the brightest at. And we'll get to that shortly. All back here is a little on the bleached outside. Up around in here, it's really bright. So we'll slowly get more into the all that grooming and such. I'll scumble in, not blocking in, but using that darker shade in there. I'm just scumbling that white over that. Okay. And then we're going to start to add its fur patterns and shapes in all of that. So it will make sense shortly. Okay. Up here we're gonna use a smaller brush to get into those details where the neck and the head is at. All right. Let's get to maybe I want a smaller brush. We have a smaller rake brush. And we'll start to get some patterns here of fur. All right. All right. All right. So we're gonna do with hair groupings now. A little bit underneath the chin, he's got this one thing that comes to a point there. Okay, like that, and very slowly make it disappear, like this. Okay. Come here. We're gonna add a point there. Get some white here. All right. I gotta check my food. Cause I'm about, who knows, maybe 30 feet from the kitchen, but I can smell the stuff going on there. So I come out here, and once again I'm doing little groupings, guys. Little groupings of fur. Okay. Little groups of fur come out here. And I'm just adding water to the titanium white. Okay. As I'm looking at it here, I'm really concentrating on the groupings. Okay. You're doing a whole lot of letter S's. You're going to be an expert at painting the letter S and the letter C. The key to it is to get the patterns going, but don't overdo it. Leave some of the stuff underneath. All right. We have a group here, like this. Okay. And then out here, out here, out here. Then once again, you're doing the letter S again. Cute little swirls. So think alphabet. Okay. Okay. All right. And remember, let it dry. If you're not satisfied with it, give it a chance. You gotta let it dry first. Okay. All right. I gotta get up here. I won't put it on the station break. I'll mute it, but you guys can sit there and stare at it and pick it apart if you would like. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Ew, did I put it in that? No, I didn't. Thank God. All right. Whew. All right. We shall continue on. Getting our fur thing going here. I'm going to need some more titanium white, of course. So, up around in here. Just the back end here. Got little tufts coming that way. A little bit of tufts that way. On there. On there. She's pretty bleached out in here. It's okay. I'll stop. Okay. Up around in here. It's pretty bleached there. All out here. Fairly bleached out. I'm gonna need some more white. Of course I am. Okay. Not that one. That's mixing white. That's the devil. Titanium white. As we get to the dog's fur, now we start to single out clumps of the patches. I'll go with the really bleached out stuff. It's pretty washed out up around in this area. So now I'll really start to pick apart. There we go. Like so. Take your time with it. You're really looking at the there. You're really looking at the direction of the bright fur, and they're in patches, like so. Around in here, it's really that the edge, and we'll go with a very okay, something like that. Get that fur in there. Okay, which adds to the dog's little sparkly. I believe the dog got a little sparkly character. To he, her, she, it. Maybe I shouldn't have added she and it next to each other, but well, yeah, honest mistake. Once again, all right. Okay. just like so. All right. Right up around here. There are certain patches that you can evidently clearly see. Okay, she's got this weird triangular thing going on by her knee. Don't know what the hell that is. Right here. And then she has another one right here. It's this weird triangular patch right there, and you'll see it. There, it's just weird. Here, you'll see it. Look down there. You see the two triangles there? The hell is that all about? Okay. You see it by the back paw, back foot there? See where the knee is? What is all that? What's that about? I don't know. These people. I don't know. Anyway, more bleaching. More bleaching out right there. Okay. So again, she's pretty bleached out in this area. Okay. Okie dokie. I see nobody's asking any questions. Let's get into our shading, our glazing. Now, once I start to glaze darker paint on here, you're going to see everything else of the little action going on in the fur. All right. Now, we're going to do it in its general area. This thing is touching me, but I guess I'll just pull that down a little bit. You guys can still hear me. All right. Once again, I'll get the old trusty, I'll use this guy since I can't seem to find the other one. This is actually a watercolor brush, but we're going to use it anyway. We're going to dip into some black. We'll just, yes, that's pretty dry. We'll just put it right here. A little touch of blue in that black like that. Mix it in there. All right. Get some water. A whole lot of water, actually. Get it fairly. Soak it pretty darn good with water. Okay. More water. We'll come out here. We'll put it up around in this area right there. Okay. Very slick little patterns here. Okay, like that. All right. And you paint almost like the opposite. You paint the negative areas. Okay. All right. And trust me, it'll come to light. It'll make sense in a second or two. Okay. Yes, I will wipe right here like this. this area. Okay. And something like that. Now, all you do really is paint, once again, the negative areas. There's a lot of shading here. I don't need it to be as dark. So I'll just add a little more water. And you really sneak it in here. Now, that's a little dark. But don't be worried about that if it's a little dark like that, because you can just see, just water it down and then bring it in that way. See that? And with water, it spreads apart. So, like I say, once you put the darker tones in there, you'll see all sorts of stuff happening in it. All right. You can't help but to see it because that's just the way tones and shades and all that kind of happen. And because it is water, I can thin out stuff that might be a little too much. All right. You can mellow it out a little bit. See? So it doesn't have to be so abrupt. You can smooth it out. See that? And you're still working with the fur. You're still messing around with the shading, with all this glazing. And you can also come back and add white highlights, which will help greatly. All right. Water up the brush, go back into this little blue area, and we can accentuate this triangle even more. Right up in here. Okay. Okay. All right. He's got a little bit of that. Well, this is plain dark over here. And then we'll come over here. So you got the two triangle things going on there. Which is, to me, is absolutely hilarious. Very watered down. And think the fur, think the curves. All right, think the curvature, think all the fur. So hopefully I'm making a little bit of sense doing all of this. Yeah, his tail's somewhere around in there. And it is tucked in. But like I say, all that is bleached out. You got your shadow stuff working in here. Cute little groupings, like I say, of this, all this shadow stuff working in there. It's got this little pocket of dark in here. Okay. All right. Up in here. Right here. this, get some more water. Underneath here. I don't want to. Yeah, I do and I don't, but I know what I'll do. Once again, you'll see all the little things working in there. I shall take a wee bit of yellow ochre now, a lot of water, thin it out a lot. All right. Up in here, up in here. This weird, funky kind of yellow. It's on the picture, on the painting, so I'm gonna add it. Okay. Ouch! I will add it. Hey there, Rosemary. Welcome back. You just came back. I am looking and picking through, because after I do all of this, I'll start with more highlights of pure white. So I'm still checking out a few things here. Okay. I am going to go to my strip liner. Go and get a little bit of water. Go into my white here. Once again, you work in layers. Pure white this time. Alright. We're coming up around in this area. Okay. Just a little bit in certain areas here. My tablet's getting on my nerves. I know it's 6 o'clock right now, so the little triangle part here, we have a little fun with that. All right. bit in here. We're gonna go a little bit of ochre black all up in this little foot area. There is a little toenail there too. I see it. Let me get to a cylinder brush here. We'll go with a little bit of ochre, a little slight touch of black. We'll mix that in there. Okay. Get some white in there. All right. I'm gonna come here. He's got a little bit of brown in there. Okay. He's got that weird shadow up in here too. All right. Sorry, I'm not talking too much. Sorry about that. Oh, didn't want to do that. A little too dark there. Rosart and Angie. Didn't see them, but hello, hello. Why did I not see me? But hello. Welcome to our little group. Maybe he does got a little nail there. Now that I looked. Okay. Crunchberry. I'm just checking out more thingies here. A little more character. Oh, I can give a nice outline here. I can do that. That I can do. Come here. Actually, I want a thicker brush there. But over here, we're gonna get a nice outline of white right here. Just like that. And then I'll take the white and we'll build a pattern, build up of that. Okay. Just like that. Okay. What I'm doing is just highlighting certain areas of white where I feel it's needed. I'm looking at the pooch itself. Which will stand out more now that we've toned down a few things. And you do it in groupings. Okay. So I'm still looking at stuff. We're still pretty bleached out over here in this area, this corner. Some of the gray area can be toned down a little bit. A little bit. Now, this all just comes to what you see, what you feel. All right, as far as your painting of the whatever dog. Okay, I'm not taking away from anything. I'm still totally looking at the whole thing here. And yes, I'm adding the white, but only where I feel it's really needed. Remember, the dog has his cropped half hair, half hairdo, half something going on there with a little crop job. And also, you gotta keep in mind I gotta match what I've got going on with with the top of his, his head there. To which you guys only see the bottom, of course. But yeah, anything that's pretty much super, anything that's brighter obviously sticks out. Since I've toned up a lot of things, whatever I want bright white will stick out that much more. Which is why you never start out. Once again, you don't ever start out bright white for that reason. Yeah, your white will be the very last thing. So whatever is supposed to be bright white will stick out that much more. Okay. Sometimes there's a spot of bright white on a spot on the animal where it just doesn't seem like it should be there, but it's there on the photo. Okay. So you keep a few things in mind. Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes what works on a photo might not necessarily work as you're doing it on the there. Like I say, whatever is supposed to stick out will stick out if it's supposed to be a little brighter white. And since I already blocked it out already, it's easy to place. You got me? So you really got to think ahead of time. You know, I'll lighten this up a little bit, not much. Scump a little bit of light color in there. Just a little bit. Once again, artistic license if you feel you need to do that. Okay. And I'm killing off some of that gray if I feel it's too much. And you just, up to you how much of that gray you want in there. You see, you can use your finger and you just rub out a little bit at a time, just a little bit. Don't kill it. All right. Okay. How much is that doggy in the window? All right, let's pull back a bit. Let's see what we got. And don't ever get flustered and frustrated. If you get tired of doing it, stop. No real time limit, especially if it's not commission or anything. Okay, fur is a pain. Fur can be a little daunting. Which is why I don't do too many animal portraits. But fur can be a little bit of trouble. It can be a little, like I said, a little daunting. Bring it up like that. Now let's bring it closer, 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 closer. Let's get that out the way. Closer, closer, closer. There we go. I guess that's close enough. I think it's somewhat in focus. All right. Freaking what? All right. Let's see. I'm looking at it, 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 looking at it. I can smooth out. I'll take this brush. As I'm looking at because I got the photo right next to me on the monitor here, and I can kind of even out that eyebrow up there, right in here. I can kill some of that. It's not too much of a pronounced edge up top. So I can kill some of that. Yeah. I like that better. I can kill some of that. Alright. I see I can shade in a little bit of, let's see if I can get away with it. Let's see if I can get away with it a little bit. He's got I'll go real light. Really light. I can kill some of that doggy mustache a little bit. Now I'm getting like picky and really fine tuning things on it, because once again I got the picture right next to me here. All right. Okay, you guys ready? Here. All right, there he is. Okay. And then here's that guy. Okay. I'll do it again. You guys are gonna hurt my feelings if if you say, no, that's not it. Oh, why did I do that? Go back to webcaster, please. Fool. Oh, I hit the wrong button, that's why. All right. Okay. Now what I can do for his eyes, because he looks a little mean. He doesn't look that mean. He still has that little sorry look to him. So I can straighten that out with I'll just use a liner brush. I want to use a script liner. It's his, well, I don't want to use that. I'll just use a liner brush. Linda. Thank you, Rosemary. Okay. Right in here. He's looking a little bit angered. So what I can do instead is, I don't want to make it, no, I don't need the black, I need the white. Let's do it that way. Let's take some white. Be careful where I place my hands. We'll just circle it a little bit more. Something like that. There. Now you see how that, well, I'll tone that in, but you see how that kind of makes him a little more gentle? Okay. Just that little bit. Okay. Okay. Hey, it's Muse. The color, or the little mist thing I got going on, I figured anything was better than a stove. There we go. We'll do a little bit of that there. We'll bring that helpless look back to his face there. I chose a little smoky thing going on there because I was gonna put like flowers, but I'm like, ew. I mean, I seriously contemplated flowers back there, but yeah, we'll stick with the smoky deal. I think it's just about cleared up too. I don't think I can. I mean, I can add a little bit of whatever. Well, I don't want to add too much to it, but I know I can put a little bit more to kind of like that. Something in there like that. A little extra, whatever. Oh, I'll put it in there like this. I just use my finger because the glycerin helps, aids in all of that, like that. And then no big deal. See, just use a finger. You never know, never know. So if I wanted to add some more misty, whatever to it, you know, a little lighter, whatever going on with it, I'll just kind of do one of these. I can put like little, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. If it works, great. If it don't, whatever. Like I can go like right here. We'll try it out. You know, put a little, yeah, one of those deals in there like that. You know, that may work. That may not work. Who knows? You'll let me know. Right. I don't have to put too many of them in there. Gotta give it a reference point though. There. I'll pop one there. Let's see. The three are cool. Let's add a little more of a dot there. Okay. Yeah, we'll put one way up here. Trust me, do it with odd numbers. Okay, not never even number. I'm always an odd number when you add things like this. There we go. Yeah, we got one more to add. We got one more. Now right here. Who cares? I need more white. This. Then we're going around in a little circle. Fine. We'll do it like that. Oh yeah, I don't know why it does what it does. Like I say, your camera may operate differently, but yeah, it does do that. Whatever arm that it will show. It all depends on where my arm is placed. There, yeah, I can see it. See, so I don't know why it does what it does. But oh crap, this went out too. Why does it do that? This aggravates me. Oh, Jesus. 68. Oh, it stopped. Why did it do that? I must have did something inadvertently. Let me do this then. I bring it all the way to its. All right. Because when I'm looking at it on my Android here, it seems to look okay. But then again, I'm looking at it with the Android. So. Oh yeah, yeah. It is. Oh, and then the light, my actual, my big spotlight is. You can't see it in the box, but it's down there. What you can see here, but it's aimed downward also. So that kind of evens things out. So there's not no big fat glare like all of this area in here and all of that. So, what else? As I'm looking at it, I can't, I mean, it's kind of showy, but I guess I can do it. We'll see. If I don't like it, I can tone it down, but I want to add I'll just use this little teeny tiny guy. It's a brush I don't really use too much, but it's perfect for what I want. I'll add oh, maybe that might have been. No, I don't know. Let me see. See something. Maybe if I use a little bit of light gray. Let's see. See, at this stage, I can play around. No, I don't like that. So maybe I don't want that. Maybe it's too much. I think it's too much. So we can kill some of that. Maybe we'll round it off right about there. Okay. Oops. Don't want to do that. I can kill some of that. Or I can just generally just get rid of it. Just shorten it out. That. Just get rid of that. Maybe the two dots was better. Maybe I could just, maybe the two dots were fine. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we can keep it like that. Let's leave well enough alone. I'll keep it like that. Excuse me. Okay. As I'm looking at her, maybe I can. As I'm checking it out, I think I can. Let's take. Oh, I don't want this brush. Let's take a. Which brush was this one? No, not this one. This is the tiny little baby brush. I don't want this. I want. We'll use this one. Maybe I can tone in that elbow joint a little bit more. So let's go with a little touch of black. We'll just put it here. A little bit of white. A little more white than that. Let's go over here. All right. Maybe we can tone that elbow joint in a little bit. So we'll make this disappear. We'll come in, bring that in a little. Well, we'll just tone that in. Let's shorten it like that. Like that. Okay. Yeah. Yep. We'll bring that in a little bit. Okay. So there's still, I can always still work and play with it a little bit here and there. All right. I can take this gray, I'll water it down a little bit. Come here. It's like that. Water it down a little. We can bring this in. We'll just tone that a little. Okay. A little darker than that. Just a little. Just a little bit. And if it's too dark, I can see. I can lighten it back a little. All right. Something like that. I can bring it up a little bit. Like I say, there's always a little fine tuning. You're always playing with it a little bit. I don't want to play with it too much. There. Okay. All right. Let me stop messing with this thing. But I hope you guys like it. I hope you found it pretty helpful and useful. I hope. I want to add just a little bit of a "I'm sorry" look to him. It's right in there. So we'll make him a little more sorry. I'm sorry I was even born. Kind of look there. I know I'm useless, and I know I'm only a foot tall. I can't protect you. I'm sorry, but feed me anyway. Haha, hey Marilyn. No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Here you go. There you go. Okay. Original, the imposter. Original, and the imposter. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's pull this out a little more. All right, let's see what it looks like in a. We'll do the, because this frame's here for ouch anyway. So in the dirty white frame, we'll pop it in there. All right, that's what the old mutt looks like in there. All right. Okay. Yeah, mutt. All right. Let's put this. I'm gonna put it right here on the floor. Let's see what it looks like with the black frame. Oh, well, I'm probably more partial to probably to a black frame with a little white ridge on the side or something like that. But it would, look something like that. White frame or a black frame. All right. Something like so. Okay. All right. Let's put this back. And let's put this one back. I keep saying I'm gonna take the plexiglass out of this. I never bothered to. All right. Thank you. Man, I don't even know if this pen's any good. We'll find out. Hey, Tamzar, how are you? All right, let's see what happens. I'll sign it with the gold pen. Whatever. Where are we gonna put it? We're gonna put it right here. One thing about acrylic pens is they don't mark on anything. Oh God! Oh, it's 23 and February. Good night. There we go. All right. Oh, you know we're gonna take the tape off. And, I appreciate you guys. Now the lady, she's online. I don't think she's. I mean, I don't think she's. She don't really watch art groups or such. So I can pretty much, and Like I say, she only did this as a request when I asked for different subjects to pay and whatnot. So, like I said, I don't know if the little puppy's name is Cupid. Who knows? She'll find out tonight. I'll just send her a photo and say, guess who this is. All right. If she likes it, cool. If she don't, cool. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I think it looks pretty neat. Cute little rat chasing dog. The dog is the size of a medium cat. All right. I'll zoom it back in there. You guys get a pretty good shot of her. Her, him, it. I really don't know what. I really don't know. All right. Yeah. Good to see you guys. Thank you, Madonna, and Linda, and Mo. Yeah, I gotta take the tape off. Gotta take the tape off. Like I said, it's just me. I like a border. Not like I have to paint everything with a border, but I just like the way it looks with the border. You know. Okay. Um. Yeah. Little rat dog. Let's see. I think I don't really have much more to say or to add to it. I think this is pretty much it. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, even if she does not want the dog, it is, I got the portrait of the dog. It's here. It's pretty cool. I probably could darken this a little more to bring it out, and I probably will do that because as I'm looking at the photo, I see how dark it is, and it's nothing. It's just I can just glaze that real quick. It's no big deal, and plus I can get away with it while it's before I totally varnish it. So up in here, it's pretty much dark, and I can feather that out. As I'm looking at the pooch here, all up and around here, just like that, and then we'll glaze it all up in here. And come in here, get a little water, twirl it around. It's like that. We'll darken it a little bit in there. Here, and just bringing that out. A little more shadow in there. Just use the whole finger and bring it out a little bit more. Don't worry, I'll leave it alone after a while. I'll leave it alone. Okay. There. Because I just want that forearm to come out a little more. That's all. That's all. I just want to come out a little more. All right. All right. I will leave it be. No, I don't listen to Marilyn. It's just, little things here and there. But I swear I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. I'm going to take a good picture of her. Him, her, she, it. This hermaphrodite dog. I don't know what it is. All I know is it's tiny. tiny and spoiled. And I suppose it's cute, I guess. So, all right, guys. I shall see you when I see you. I appreciate you. I know it took a little while for me to get it done. Um, I shall see you. All right. Bye bye.